A few weeks ago, there was a lot of talk around a certain contract extension that took place in Norman. While it's just off-season talk for a lot of people, the idea of giving a second-year coach coming off a 10-win season does not compute for others. So to address this, I'm going to explain why there is faith in Norman that Brent Venables will not only earn the contract extension, but why he will deliver a championship to OU. First and foremost, you cannot ignore the pedigree. As a defensive coordinator or co-defensive coordinator, Venables has a strong record with 280 wins and almost an 83% win percentage. With Oklahoma, Venables had one national championship and three other appearances. With Clemson, Venables had two national championships and two other appearances. He also had two separate college football playoff appearances. This history shows his ability to adapt and scheme in different conferences, as well as his ability to get to the biggest stage at a high rate. It speaks to his ability to evaluate and recruit, as Oklahoma and Clemson both had relatively stronger and weaker classes over the course of his tenure, according to the 247 composite. This leads to the second point, which is that Venables has led Oklahoma recruiting at an elite level. Each of Venables' first three seasons, Oklahoma finished in the top 10 in the overall 247 composite team rankings, while Alabama, Georgia, and Texas have consistently out-recruited Oklahoma over that time span. No other SEC team has. When you add in Venables' ability to develop and mold players to fit his system, it lends confidence that Oklahoma will be a consistent competitor for the SEC title and college football playoff championship moving forward. Other than a history of winning and producing NFL draft picks, the proof of concept that Venables has to show that he will win is the culture at Oklahoma. When Venables was hired at Oklahoma, he came into a locker room that had been shaken by the Lincoln Riley move to USC. And while that was stabilized to some extent by Bob Stoops, Venables came in and stabilized the culture and recruiting of OU football. He installed the Soul Mission, which was derived from similar concepts at Clemson and has received national attention, and he brought stability to the offensive side of the ball by retaining staff that did not leave with Riley. Venables changed the recruiting strategy by increasing the focus on Oklahoma players, as well as regional players in recruiting pipelines like DFW and Kansas City. He opened the doors to alumni to visit and talk to current players, as well as to media for many practices, which was uncommon under the previous regime. Venables gave Oklahoma direction and belief, and in the modern era where the Texas A&Ms, USCs, and Ole Misses have yet to prove that hoarding vast troves of transfers leads to winning, those are an important aspect of building a championship program. So while many might question why give an extension to a guy who has yet to win a conference title at a blue blood, many in Norman are confident. To those who doubt, talk while you can talk, but don't be surprised if you see Oklahoma hoist another banner in the next few years.